Hey guys, it's Becky from Acre Homestead, and I am super excited because I am about to head to go pick up half a beef from a local rancher who does 100% grass-fed and finished beef. I had it butchered at a local butcher about 20 minutes north from me, and so I am going to go ahead and pick that up, and then I'll share with you what you get when you order half a beef. I'm home and I got all the beef in the freezer. I am going to open this up and kind of show you how I organized it in my deep freeze. I'm sure there's much better ways to do this, but this is the way that I've been doing it for a while. So if you guys have ideas for me, go ahead and let me know. I would prefer a stand-up freezer, but I know that this chest freezer is less likely to be left open, and with such a big investment in meat, I want to make sure it stays safe. So that's why I have invested in this chest freezer. I've had this now going on 4 years because this is the 5th time I have purchased beef like this. So let me just open it up and I'll show you what I got in here. All right guys, so let me just kind of break it down to you what I have in here and how I kind of have it organized. I have 2 of these chest freezers. I have one that I inherited with this house, but this is the one we purchased and I trust it more, so I'm putting my beef in this one. The very bottom box there is the same size box as this one up front, and I have 60 packages of ground beef down there, and I put it at the bottom with some on top just because I know that whole box is ground beef, so when I'm done with the stuff on top I can grab from there, but I don't have to worry about moving things around. I can just have that underneath there. I had my ground beef packaged in 1.5 pound packages. When you go to the butcher, they ask if you want 1, 1.5, or 2 pound packages. And I decided this is the first time I've done 1.5. This is what I've done in the past, which is 2 pounds, which is 1 pound. But I thought I would try the 1.5 this time. This section over here this section here, I should say, is all chuck roasts. Those are 2 sirloin tip roasts. I have stew meat here. There's 5 packages of those. And then along here is where I have chicken broth that I've made homemade. I would like to get a pressure canner so I don't have to store my chicken broth in the freezer, but I don't have one yet. And so that's what I do for now. This bottom box, this section of that bottom box is soup bones. And then underneath this box, I have the organ meat. I am going to feed the organ meat to my dogs. I am not a big fan of organ meat. This box is all steaks. I like to have my ribeyes and prime rib steaks cut into roasts. So I have 2 prime rib roasts there instead of cut into prime rib steaks. So my box of steaks isn't that big. And I also like to, which is over there, I have my filet mignon roast, and then I have my brisket down there as well. So I kind of have my nicer cuts of roast underneath that box right there. And then this is just a box of steaks. So the only steaks I have are some sirloin steaks. New York, they on accident cut 1 tenderloin steak. I guess my tenderloin's right here. I have that as a roast. That's what I meant when I said filet mignon. I guess I meant tenderloin. And then those 2 are, I have a skirt steak and a flank steak. So that is my beef. That's basically all the beef that you get for half a cow. Oh, let me show you these bags down here. So these two bags are all the fat. I render the fat and it looks like this when it's rendered. Beef fat is actually called tallow, and you can fry with it, but I usually make soap out of it. So my sister's gracious enough. I hate rendering fat because it smells. So my sister is gracious enough to render it for me, and then I make soap and she gets some of the soap. This is a bag of bones. Those are just leftover bones that I give to my dog. Nice. Over here, if you're wondering, that is pork. I usually buy a whole pig at a time. I need to do that because I am running pretty low. And then I have some lamb in there. I bought a whole lamb before, but my husband and I aren't huge fans of lamb, so I probably won't ever do that again. All right, friends. That footage was filmed in July, and now it is January. And at that time, I had recorded all the different cuts I had gotten and the amount of cuts I had gotten of different things, and I don't have that information anymore. But what I do have is some tips on how to go about finding a local rancher in your area and kind of what the process looks like when you're buying a side of beef or a whole beef or pork or whatever it may be. It's kind of the same process. First, what you need to do is find a rancher in your area. And there's some pretty simple ways to go about doing that. Google, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace are great resources, but another really good resource is Local Harvest. It's a website that is devoted to finding local food producers in your area. There's 3 different fees you have to pay when you're buying local meat. 1, you pay the rancher for the beef per pound. 2, you pay the butcher to butcher the animal. And 3, you pay the butcher to process the animal into specific packaging instructions and how you want it packaged. So first off, hanging weight. Once the animal is butchered, they skin it, gut it, and hang it, and that's what you pay per pound. So for me, I paid $4.05 per pound for hanging weight. For on average, a half a steer weighs about 310 pounds, so you can kind of do the math. $4.05 times 310, and that will give you kind of an average hanging weight for half a steer. Then you have to pay the butcher fee. For me, for half a cow, I paid $55 for that. And then to have the animal processed into specific instructions, I paid 80 cents for that. And basically what that means is, do I want the butcher to package my ground beef into 1-pound packages or 2-pound packages? Do I want my steaks individually wrapped with 2 steaks in it or 4 steaks? Do I want my roasts 2 pounds or 4 pounds? And that's what I meant when I said that your cutting instructions are very specific to your family's needs, because if you have a larger family, you are going to want maybe your packages packaged with greater quantities versus me and my husband, it's just the 2 of us, and we like things a little bit smaller. With those 3 things added up, the $4.05 for on average 310 pounds, the $55 to have the animal butchered, and the 80 cents per pound to have it processed, on average it's about $1,560 to buy half of a steer. And that can depend on if you got a large steer or a small steer. I hope that cleared things up for you guys a little bit. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm pretty passionate about buying locally sourced beef, and I would love to help you if you need any help. And if you enjoyed this and you want to see what else I've got going on around here, go ahead and subscribe. My next things are, I just got that cleaned and inspected and it's good to go, that wood stove, and I am going to learn to cook on it. And so if you want to watch me fire it up for the first time and kind of dive into the world of wood stoves, go ahead and follow along. And I hope you guys have a great day.